Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the 8th episode of the Crypto Diggers Africa show, where women dig crypto. Let me start with a disclaimer. The information and materials that we will share in this show are not to be considered as financial advice. So it's very important that when you take the information that we've shared with you and you want to go forward with it, you carefully consider whether cryptocurrency is right for you, considering your financial circumstances and the resources. Why is that? Because the cryptocurrency market is highly volatile and requires a lot of patience when you get involved in it. As someone who has been involved for some time in the world of cryptocurrencies and cryptography, it was in conversations with family and friends and colleagues that I realized that there is a lot that is happening in the crypto space that most people, especially women, and more specifically women in Africa, are not exposed to, or they're unsure about, or they have no knowledge, of what's happening in this world. And who am I? My name is Tebello Mogema, and I am the host of the Crypto Diggers Africa show, where women dig crypto. Since we started with the conversation, there's a lot that we have learned, from our various guests, from being reminded that we should be careful about hypes. We should learn that, in this opportunity, it's all about risk management. If you don't understand the concept of risk management, crypto, can be a bit of a challenge for you. We also got to learn that networking is essential, especially if you want to use this, opportunity to make all those millions and billions that you see other people talking about. So you really then have to be thinking, how can you use networking as an opportunity for you to be able to grow? We also got to learn how we can earn from using the savings options on the exchanges, so that the money is not just sitting on the exchange, but you are making money out of the crypto that is sitting, in the exchange. Learning about the opportunities that are involved in trading. And more importantly for us ladies, learning that each and every one of us, if we find the right platform, we can trade for ourselves. We don't have to have somebody else doing the work for us. We've also learned about crypto mining and the opportunities that it brings, and the various advantages that it brings for each one of us. Whilst this show is mainly aimed at women in Africa who continue to be left behind as it relates to financial literacy and freedom, I'm glad that we are seeing a slow and steady emergence of both men and women that are getting involved in the world of crypto. As the African proverb says, you educate a woman, you educate the community. Therefore, it's critical for us to continue to improve this knowledge about crypto for women in Africa. Through these sessions, women in Africa will learn about crypto, they will learn about blockchain, they will learn about DeFi's and NFTs and so much more that is happening, in the crypto ecosystem, and how these platforms can help them improve their financial freedom, how they can use the knowledge that they have gained to further develop their business acumen, because we're also targeting women who are business owners, because crypto is going to be the future. And you can't be a business person and not be involved, in crypto in our lifetime right now. You'll also learn about technologies behind the phenomenon of cryptos and learn how to use these technologies and the opportunities of decentralized finance to bypass the financial policies and processes that are related to fiat currencies that continue to keep women, outside of the financial processes. So what is the objective that I aim to achieve with this show? Through the engagements with both men and women who are involved in crypto, it is my objective to help you, to provide and improve your knowledge and understanding about the world of crypto its impact and possibilities for women in Africa. As our slogan says, women dig crypto. So thank you for joining us on the show today, and we welcome your comments and questions during the course of the show. I am absolutely proud and honored today to welcome our guest for today's show, Vusi Novukela, an educator, a university lecturer, a leader who has been involved in the world of crypto for a while, and someone who can testify how this business has impacted his life. Welcome, Vusi, and thank you for taking time to join us on the show today.
Thank you very much, leadership. Thank you for having me, and I'm very excited to share my story, to share my experience, and to share whatever successes and setbacks that I have discovered during my tenure and experience in the cryptocurrency space.
Oh, great. I have a sense that we're going to be learning a lot from you today. So as we start, Vusi, tell us a little bit about who Vusi is.
Vusi Novukela, born and bred in Mount Frey, studied public health from the junior up to master's level, and public administration from honors level to master's level, has worked for the University of Walter Sisulu, the then UNITRA, and also joined the local government in 2013 and fired my boss in 2020. I am born with 2 guys and 1 princess, which is our baby sis, so we are 4 at home. I am a product of a polygamist marriage. My father had 7 wives, and my mother is the last wife. So in total, the children are 18, but specifically and homogeneously, we are 4.
Oh, wow. Wow. That your father was a truly African man, you know, whether we're not going to debate polygamy, we're just going to say he was a truly, African man. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. And also the fact that at some stage you decided to fire your boss. So when did you get involved in crypto, and why did you decide to get involved in crypto, Vusi?
So social media, you can use it in multifold. You can have a reason to just, when you are bored, you just, go through the statuses, and when you are searching for something, you can, go through. When you are looking for pictures, if you are a fashionist, you are going there to check, some new stuff, some new style, the in thing. So I was like anyone else, was just, browsing my Facebook, a wall, and throughout, the friends' statuses, I saw this very same guy, on a daily basis. He's posting about crypto, and, I was watching him in a very concealed manner, a very private manner or gesture. So I was on a daily basis up until his, statuses were automatically registered to my notification. So what happened is that I privated him, and then I inquired of the concept, a Bitcoin. It was in 2017. I had no money. I was just asking. I did not know whether you are required to put money for you to access, the space. I inquired. He told me about it. I never understood anything, but I trusted the guy based on consistency, right? I trusted the guy based on consistency. And also, I was familiar with the guy because we, I saw him that, okay, he is going to the same church that where I fellowship. So I sort of trusted the guy based on belief. And more importantly, I trusted the guy based on consistency and based on the information and the content he was actually sharing on his statuses. So this is how I got attracted. I got attracted based on social media marketing, digital marketing, and consistency of talking about the same content, the same concept without wavering.
Wow, that's amazing. And I suppose, Vusi, as somebody who has studied up to master's level, you know, you understood the concept of research, right? And not rushing
Absolutely.
into a decision.
So what happened is that I listened to the guy, and I don't want to lie to the public and say I made my own research, right? But based on the results I saw, as well as the people that were in the same circle with this guy, they were progressing. I'm a person of, you know, a good lifestyle. I'm a person of, you know, I love things, man. I love things, man. I love clothes. I love cars. I love beautiful things. So I saw, you know, the same anticipated lifestyle that I had in my mind, and I saw it in this guy, right? So it was not even a question of me trying to do, you know, a due diligence about this or make a research about this. I would say in this instance, knowing the importance of research, knowing the literature review and references before you do something, I did not do that. I just trusted the guy. I made a research, I think after 6 months.
Wow. Wow, after 6 months.
After 6 months. So this guy, you know, I told him that, okay, I'm in East London, and it so happened that they were coming to East London from PE. So we met, you know, in a sit-in restaurant, and by then, which is 2017, I got my SARS returns, right? So I got my SARS returns. I bought a package of 8,000. Now, I sort of anticipated and speculated that my results will be equivalent to this guy because we are in the same boat. Little did I know that I chose a long-term store of value, and he chose a long-term store of value coupled with exposing more people to the system, and he is compensated by doing that, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
guess what? As I was searching about Bitcoin, I saw Bitcoin Solution, where Cyril Ramaphosa, Private Gordon, and many other public figures, they were tagged as people that, you know, initiated that revolution. And I called the guy and say, man, because I did not see the results by then, because my participation was as a result of a long-term store of value. But I did not know that, you know, by then. So I called the guy and say, man, can I have my money back? I've seen a very attractive, you know, opportunity. And he said to him, in fact, he brutally denied me that opportunity. And he said, man, you need to make a research before you just get attracted by something, right? So it is then I started to make a research, and I've discovered that Cyril Ramaphosa is an activist of banks. He's an activist of traditional way. And he cannot, you know, redirect the public to another, you know, a concept that is still in the refinery stage, in the research stage, where people are still trying to find their feet about the fourth industrial revolution, the artificial intelligence, as well as cryptocurrencies. So it can't be him who is participating in that. Surely he's just tagged, you know, because people will be attracted based on seeing and viewing that the public figures are there. Little did I know that I nearly got scammed. So the guy denied me an opportunity that seemed to be attractive to me, yet he protected me from being scammed.
Wow, that is such a powerful, testimony that you are making, because we know that, especially as women, right? Somebody comes and puts on social media this post that gives you the impression that they've really made it in life. And they show these pictures, as you say, sometimes of leaders, whether it's our South African president or for our international audience, the president in your country. Sit back for a moment and find out more before you go and jump into saying, oh, I see the president is here, or I see this popular person here. Let me find out a lot more. And I also love what you're saying in terms of the person that you saw being involved in crypto. You watched his level of consistency about the message that he was sharing, right? And that then got you to say, okay, I need to talk to this person. I also loved what you were saying, that you understood your why. You like good things in life. You like clothes, So you went in because you understand your why, right? Wonderful.
So guess what? I was working for the municipality for a period of 6 years, right? So what happened is that because the municipality space is speculated as the most paying institution, right? So people were saying, man, you've got money. So I had to live a life that is artificial in nature, right? Because people said, I've got money, right? I am in a certain position, right? Now, they never knew that I am holding a very, very non-entity position or occupation. I was an assistant officer, right? But they gave me this super life. They gave me this, monetary oriented or salary oriented individual. I lived that life, right? And I gave people that perception. So what happens is that it was difficult for me to maintain that, right? So I bought a Ford Ranger, brand new Ford Ranger, 2014, double cab, 2.2, right?
Wow.
Now I was paying 10,000. How much was I earning from the municipality? I was earning 27,000. How much was my take home? 18,000. So imagine 18,000, 10,000 goes to my car, and my car is a liability. It does not bring money. It's a liability. I'm paying for it. The 10,000 goes to the car, right? I'm left with 8,000. So I've got my home, my mother's home, right? I've got my household. I've got the in-laws. I need to take care of these three households.
Oh,
How
wow.
much am I left with? I'm left with nothing.
Sure.
So I used to reinforce my salary by going to the bank. I had my guy there, who did not even care if I made an appointment or not. He knows that he will benefit from me because consolidation was my twin, right? So I was making loans for survival. Remember, I'm the program director. I'm the MC, master of ceremony. I'm hired all over the events. I need to buy new suits. I need to appear in a different attire for each and every event. Where do I get money to buy those outfits? Loans. Where do I get money to buy food? Loans. Where do I get money for fuel and survival from day one to the month end? Loans. There was that person who was sitting at the corner and trying to emulate my lifestyle, excited about my lifestyle. Did that person know that it was an artificial lifestyle? I was
Wow, not sure what's happening with the network. We'll see if you can try and reconnect. I have just lost you there.
She was like, man, we will get this. We will go over this. Don't worry. I would stress about money and she would say, man, you've got this. You've got the skills. You've got the ability. You just have to find out where is your breakthrough. And guess
Wow.
what? She has been supporting me throughout, and she would normally say that, okay, so let's do this way.
Okay. I seem to be losing Vusi a bit. If you are able to hear him on the Facebook Live. There you are. There you are. I don't know.
We are back.
I think your testimony is too hard for the network. Your testimony is too hard for the network. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So people do not know the story behind. They do not know the story behind. When you appreciate a person and you are gazing upon their life and you want to meet their status and you want to be equivalent of where they are, those people have scars that they are concealing. They are hiding some scars. You need to find their system, their process. Enjoy their process before you enjoy their product. It's better to understand a system. It's better to understand a method, a strategy, before you can even enjoy and want to associate yourself with people that are successful. There's not even a single person except the lotto mentality people, except people who got, their success in one day as a result of lotto. But people who got their success as a result of longevity, within that longevity, there are scars that you don't know. And those scars, they are as a result of their success. Had them fighting against those scars, had them running away from those setbacks, they wouldn't be enjoyed by the person that you are actually clapping hands and applauding today. You applaud the scars. You are not applauding the product. In essence, you are applauding the setbacks that the person has endured for them to meet their destination.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did say when I posted that today was going to be lit. So if you thought that I was just making a hype, you've heard him. You've heard him. You need to learn about the system. You need to understand that people, if you see them, in a particular place, there are scars behind them or there are scars within them that they will not tell you immediately when they meet you. It's only when you start sitting down and you start talking to them that you get to know, a little bit more about them. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, please go ahead and share your comments or share your questions. Today, we are getting a testimony from somebody who comes, from a background where there was a particular lifestyle that he maintained, but he also knew that he wasn't going to be able to maintain it for a long time. Somebody who consistently watched others who were getting involved in the crypto space. And when the time is right, he said, I want to get involved in this system. I want to understand how this is going to be, working for me. And for most of us as women, we know how sometimes, you have these challenges and you're trying to, take from Peter to Paul or Mary to Margaret, to be able to make sure that the household, is covered and the household is able, to succeed. We've also heard about how he's got this wonderful partner that says, you as Umyenowame, as my husband, I know you, I know what you are capable of, and I will support you. Remember that last week we heard from a guest who said, as women, it's important that we talk about what we are doing in the crypto space with our family, that when we get involved, we don't keep it to ourselves, you know, whether we talk about our involvement or our partner's involvement. So Vusi, you then got involved through buying a package. Tell us a little bit more about that process. What do you mean you bought a package?
So I was told that there are 3 methods on how one can participate in a cryptocurrency space. Forget about binary trading. Forget about people who are promising you that you put this much and you will get this much. You will never ever experience that in the cryptocurrency space. You can experience it in a conventional way of investment where your returns are guaranteed based on how the system of that institution has been regulated. But in the cryptocurrency space, forget about guaranteed returns, because it is not quantified. It is not regulated as something that you can say, I put this much and I will get this much. So there are 3 methods I was introduced in. The first one is buying and hold. You buy the house, you keep the house for a period of 5 years, it appreciates in value based on the location and based on the position the house is in, right? And based on the modifications and that you are actually doing. But there are many things involved. I'm making an example of a house because people are aware that when you buy a house and then you keep it for a period of 5 to 10 and more years, it appreciates in value over time. So that is exactly what happens in the cryptocurrency space. You buy coins at a low price, you wait for a certain period up until there are indicators that influence the appreciation of the price. By so doing, you have a surplus. And then there's a guy who just, recently got attracted and exuberant with cryptocurrency. We know him. He's a DJ. DJ Smooth is now teaching people on the buying and hold because he only understands the buying and hold at this stage. And he wants people to take advantage of the buying and hold. I normally say that the buying and hold is like buying bags of potatoes. You are 10 in the neighborhood. All of you buy bags of potatoes. You are very smart. You keep your bag of potato. They run out of their potatoes. You keep it. When they come to you, you are able to give and tag your own price because your potatoes are now in demand and you are the boss. You can regulate the price. And then the second one is called trading, right? So the traders, what they do, they only wait for the miners to mine the coin. And when they have mined the coin, the miners will sell the coins to the traders. It's only then that the issue of price can be influenced, whether negative or positive. I am not an ambassador of trading. I do not do trading. I'm not an expert of trading. I can only advise in a platform of my experience. So I only do 2 things. I do the first one as well as the third one. So the third one is called mining. So with the mining, it's like we are a group of individuals. We are in front of our own computers. We are waiting for a problem to be distributed. When that problem is distributed, even though we do not know each other, we do not know our locations, but we can have the same access to the problem that has been distributed in this space. And then our duty as miners is to verify that problem, to solve that problem mathematically. So when we solve that problem mathematically, in simple terms, we are verifying a transaction. Whosoever miner or company that participates in the mining space to be the first one to verify transactions. The verification of transaction is like this. There are coins that are being bought and transferred from one account to another account. So our duty as miners is to record those coins so that there are no loose transactions that go by without them being recorded into a public ledger or a software where we are able to see and track the transactions from the inception of Bitcoin up to date. So what happens is that those miners record those transactions. Number two, they verify the legitimacy of those transactions. Number three, they supply and power the network. When they have done that, when company A has managed to solve that problem in a form of recording, verifying, and validating transactions, then they are paid with coins. So the protocol of producing and generating those coins is in the interval of 10 minutes. So when you participate in the mining, you are contributing your computational power in the problem solving mathematically. So you come, it's like a stock fell. Right? It's like a stockpile. So I only have 6 units. The other one has 12 units. The other one has 24 units. The other one has multiplicity of units. So when we join hands together, we have the highest capacity of computational power above other miners. So we are leveraging by involving many people so that we are very quick in solving the problem. So the tool of trade for you to be very quick to solve the problem is to have the highest velocity of computational power. You stand high chances of benefiting more coins. So how do I then position myself as an individual? I position myself as an individual by partnering with companies that allow the public to partner with them. This is exactly what I did. I don't have the technology that is sophisticated to solve the problem. I don't have the audacity and the capacity, to secure the machines. I don't have the capacity to maintain the operations of those machines. I was very smart to find a company that can do that on my behalf and enjoy the payouts as a result of my small contribution of the computational power.
Guys, if after today you don't understand mining, I don't know. If after today you don't understand crypto and digital mining, I don't know. I think that was the most simplest explanation we've had, about the mining process and the opportunity, that comes in with partnering with an organization where you can mine. Some of us are in the same organization that Vusi is in, where we mine. We've partnered with the company. As Vusi says, we don't have the time, we don't have the electricity power, we don't have the machines ourselves. The company does the work, and the company recognizes us for helping them to be able to achieve the objectives that they need to be able to achieve for the day. So Vusi, in terms of buying and holding, which one has worked for you? And I'm talking in terms of rewards and experience. Share with us your experiences in either of them.
Let me come back to my analogy of the potatoes, the bag of potatoes. I said the buying and hold, you let your neighbors to chow their bags of potato, and you remain with your bag of potato because you understand the power of scarcity, right? The power of scarcity. And then, so with the buying and hold, you only have 16 items of potatoes inside that bag. You only leverage on the scarcity and you tag your own price, but there is no duplication, there is no reproductivity, right? But on the mining side, you buy the same bag of potatoes, you do yourself a favor by finding a piece of land. You plant those potatoes. You are no longer getting the same bag of potatoes because you were very smart to undertake a process of reproduction and multiplication, just like the power of womanhood, that the power of womanhood is due to multiplication and reproduction. So what you do, you place your potatoes underneath, the soil, and then when you harvest, I've never seen someone who harvests the same bag of potatoes he has planted. When he harvests, that person will enjoy the longevity waiting period. But when that person gets the harvest, he does not care about the longevity period of waiting. He enjoys the harvest. So what happens is that you can benefit from the buying and hold, but the buying and hold needs you to position yourself that at times you need to wait for the appreciation of the price. Imagine the price of one Bitcoin in 2010, it was R1.40, right? And around 2013, the price of Bitcoin went as far as 8,000, around there. So if that person wanted to withdraw that coin, that person has benefited because he only bought one Bitcoin at a cost of R1.40. But let's take a case of a person who forgot about that one Bitcoin. And today, one Bitcoin is around 700,000. So the person who withdrew Bitcoin while he saw that I benefited a lot because the price of Bitcoin is now 8,000. So I've multiplied in multifold my money as opposed to someone who waited and forgot about Bitcoin and only saw, the Bitcoin and got attracted back to Bitcoin based on the hype of Bitcoin. And now the same, those two people, they put the same amount of R1.40, but in terms of withdrawal, the issue is with the waiting. It's not with the luck, it's not with the fortune. The issue in cryptocurrency is understanding that the more you wait, the more your coin will appreciate in value over time. That's why Bitcoin qualifies to be called a commodity. Why? It appreciates in value over time.
But then, Vusi, how do you engage with somebody that says, Vusi, I don't have the time. I have challenges in my life. I have challenges with the family. I need to look after the family. So I don't have the time to wait. What advice do you give to somebody who says that?
That person is my partner. I don't have time to wait for the price of Bitcoin. So I had 3 families that I had to take care of, and I had no money, right? I was a breadwinner. I am a breadwinner. I can't wait for the price of Bitcoin. Number 2, I need to buy myself a new car. I need to buy myself properties. I need to send my kids to better schools so that they don't find themselves into a predicament of starting to learn English in the tertiary level or in the university level, right? I need to sponsor them opportunities, and those opportunities, they require money. So fortunately, I was introduced to Mining City, and Mining City says, I'm giving you an opportunity to partner with me in solving the mathematical problem. But as you partner with me, I'm also giving you free access to free franchise. I don't have money. I do have money to advertise my product on social media. I have money to advertise on billboards. I have money to advertise digitally. But I trust you because you trusted me first. So I'm giving you an opportunity to go to your alibis, to go to your friends, to your colleagues, acquaintances, to your associates, and even more to your enemies. Tell them about this same opportunity. When you tell them about this opportunity, when they decide to partner with me as Mining City, I will pay you. So I am paid for gossiping about Mining City. I'm a good gossiper, but the difference is that I gossip about good news. I gossip about an opportunity that allows you to be emancipated financially. So what happened to me? I fired my boss. When Corona hit, when Corona started to hit in March 2020, my resignation letter was still with my ex-boss. And when we were released, to go home because of the outbreak, I was already fired my boss. Now, guess what? There's always a good thing out of a bad situation, right? So what happened is that people had nothing to do. People were skeptical. People wanted to, to see the updated news about, the strategy on how to abate, the occurrence of the pandemic. So they were glued on their phones. They were glued on their gadgets. Guess what? While they were glued on their gadgets, we were sponsoring the opportunity of online business because it de-associated us with the physical contact. So people were able to do business at their own space. Guess what? We made a lot of money.
Wow.
I told you that I fired my boss. I was working for the municipality for the period of 6 years, only to come up with only 250,000.
Oh, wow. After 6 years.
250,000 after 6 years. And guess what? I was introduced to network marketing. I was told that it's not a quick rich scheme. I was told that you need to work. You need to wake up on a daily basis, do your affirmations, and pray to God. After posturing your faith to God, you need to action your faith because God is not pleased with your faith only. He is also pleased on how you action your faith through Him by putting your faith into action. Right? So I was told that I need to work. I need to meet people. I need to greet people. I don't need to pass by people because I'm pass buying my salary. I'm pass buying my resources. So I was told that make it effective to you to greet people because you don't know by greeting that person, you are attracting that person closer to your proximity. And guess what? I told myself that one day I will earn 1 million. So, leadership, I just want to show you something.
Right.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, you are on here, you are listening to this testimony. Today, I have very few questions because we're listening to somebody that is giving us a testimony on how the world of crypto has changed and positively impacted his life, how he has taken his faith and put it into action. And he's about to show us one of the results of that. Go ahead, Vusi.
So this is 50 rands, leadership. This is 50 rands. I've decided to spoil these 50 rands, right? Because in South Africa, you cannot have 50 million in one note, right? So because I can recreate, I have power of the spoken word. So what I did, I wrote with a corky pen. This is 50 million. Whenever I go to my wallet, whenever I want to visit my dreams, I go to my wallet. I take this 50 rand and I say, one day on a monthly basis, I will be earning 50 million. And that is my dream. So what happened, leadership? As I was dreaming about this, I told myself that because we have a 90-day game plan where we are saying we want to make 1 million in 90 days, and we have a skill and a strategy that has been proven and tested and coupled with results, because many people, including myself, have managed to get 1 million in 90 days. So I was sitting with one of the leaders in Fox Nation, a very progressive leader in Fox Nation by the name of, Tembingosi Dube. So we were saying, to ourselves, I attended his 30th birthday. And while we were sitting, mingling and also, having some goodies, and we told ourselves that let's challenge each other. If it's possible for a human being to make 1 million in 90 days, why not making 1 million in 30 days?
Wow. Okay. But leadership, before you tell us about the 90-day plan, just give us some nuggets of, you've now gotten to a point where you've earned up to 1 million. What are some of the changes that you have seen in your life? I mean, obviously from an education and guidance point of view, I can hear it, I can feel it, I see it every time you talk and you post. But how else has your involvement in crypto and firing your boss, how has that led to your life improving?
So I had a dream of building my mother a house, right? And I've executed that. It took only 3 months of me building that house. And I completed that house within 3 months. So my mother's shelter, my mother's infrastructure was changed completely, right? I bought this car cash, right? And I've got the other, car that I bought cash for my wife. And also, I have a workshop, automotive workshop, that is currently, operating in Cape Town. And today, as I'm sitting in front of the property, the new branch in East London. It's gonna open on the 1st of October, another branch of automotive workshop. And also, I'm busy, with the preparations of the pharmaceutical project, and I'm busy with the trucking business. There's a lot, leadership. There's a lot. That was as a result of, my decision. My decision, because my why is very big, leadership. My why is very big. Number one, I don't want my 3-year-old daughter to understand the vocabulary of Z83 job application form. Right? I don't even want her to know how to construct and establish a CV. I want her to understand how to position herself in the business model of 21st century. That is my prayer. Right? So there's a lot. So I'm changing the life of my siblings, because I'm going to hire them in all the project that I'm establishing, because I don't want to be someone who is fishing for them. I want to teach them on how to fish so that they understand how to accumulate wealth for themselves.
Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Guys, I'm really hoping that you're hearing the messages that we're getting from Vusi today. And most importantly, the impact that he wants to create for his siblings, and more importantly, for that 3-year-old daughter. So how are you going to teach them to fish with a 90-day plan, leadership?
So here's the thing. I've discovered that I always sponsor my siblings on a monthly basis. I've got their money, that is dedicated for them. But how long will that last? Am I constructing them or distracting them? Right? So what happens is that I had to buy all of them a plan. Now, I'm in the process of teaching them on how to take advantage of the 90-day game plan. Remember, I've stated to you that the 90-day game plan of 2020, we had a chat with leadership Dube, and we said to ourselves, if it's possible to make 1 million in 90 days, how about we shorten the scope? Because God is able to say, in such a date, I will do this. But when someone prays, that person can be able to shift the mind of God, because it is illegal for God to come on earth by his design. He only comes on earth legally just to respond to other people's prayers. So God had to come down on earth and respond to our prayers because we wanted to shorten the scope. We said to ourselves, we wanted to make 1 million in 30 days. So what happened? He made 1.2 million and I made 1.3 million.
Wow.
In 30 days. It took me 5 years during my working situation or during my working tenure. It took me 6 years to accumulate 250,000. In the network marketing space, through cryptocurrency, it took me 30 days to make 1.3 million. And the other month, we had to give ourselves another challenge because we wanted to make 2 million in 30 days. He made 1.5 million, I made 1.8 million.
Just 1.8 million, right?
Just 1.8 million.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So for somebody that's listening to us and they're saying, wait a minute, how did these people get it right? How did they get to achieve those goals, especially when they have shortened the time to be able to achieve that? What is the one or two advice that you would give them to be able to say it's possible, you can also do it?
So the principle here is that we are using a reciprocal approach, a give and take situation. You don't make money if your team is not making money. You don't win if your team is not winning. The strategy is very simple. You sit down with your team, with the people that you are involved in the business, and then you share your goal. Once you share your goal, you allow them to also share their goals. As they share their goals, and then each of you will account to each other in reference to the goals that you want to achieve. And then what happens is that you give yourselves a task of exposing 5 people a day on a daily basis for such a period. And guess what? The results are amazing because each and every one who is in the midst and atmosphere of positive spoken word, those people are having a leverage. Let me quote this so that it can be clear to you. When the behavior is reinforced, rewarded, and incentivized, it is like to be repeated. But when the behavior is punished, it is likely to be stopped. So if you are allowing your team, you always bring a stimulus that is positive, the likelihood is that they will repeat a good behavior because they are benefiting good results. And as they benefit those good results, those resources are responding to their big whys.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is, the part of the, what is it? The secret of leadership, right? If you're working, whether it's in the corporate space, whether it's in the public space, even in networking, if you are working with a team, the positive reinforcement of the message helps, to the people to stay motivated, to want to achieve more, to want to continue to see the results. However, they also understand that the results will not always come the same way every day, right? However, the motivation continues to be there. Leadership, we are left with about 5 minutes to this show. It's been amazing listening to you and getting your nuggets of wisdom. If you are listening to us from anywhere in the world and you want to get involved in the crypto space, you want to get in and get a better understanding, the whole idea of this show is not to give you the technicalities of crypto, but is to be able to give you opportunities on how you can get yourself involved in crypto. We've heard from leadership Vusi, who followed somebody for 6 months on social media and just watching what they were saying. There are people in your life. There are people in your life that you know they've been speaking about cryptocurrency for a while. I think it's time that you make a decision to say, I am going to take the next step. I'm going to contact the person. It could be Vusi, it could be any of the speakers that we have had or the guests that we've had. It could be myself. It could be anyone that you know that's involved in cryptocurrency. At some stage, we want to encourage you to take the step, you know, and get involved in this space. So one last question, leadership, when people, and if people would like to get in touch with you, because I'm sure after, today's show, they're going to be like, I want to be connected with Vusi. How can they do that?
Before that, let me just talk to a woman who is sitting there and thinking that their breakthrough are depending on specific genders. Let me tell you, a gender that will sponsor your dream will always take ownership of you. And that is where the element of abuse comes in. It's because you are allowing people to take ownership of your goals, ownership of your ideas, ownership of your future perspective. They resource it and they assume that they have a leadership rule over your life. I've seen a lady in Amtata who wakes up dressed very smart and package her fruit in a very attractive way. And the lady has been populating all over social media. Why? It's because he possesses a high energy about what she does. And also she makes her product to be attractive to an audience. So it's high time that women must wake up. They are the hope of the nation, because when they are given something, they don't just, allow that something to only, be found on their hand. They have a system of multiplying what they have been given. So good people, wake up. The nation is waiting for you. You are a beast in terms of the species. You are very powerful species. Don't underestimate your power. We stand because there are women at our background. We are just globes that are shining, but there is a generator that is pumping up power.
Wow.
Follow Vusi Novukela on Facebook, and also you can get me on, on my WhatsApp, on my call. It's 083 8939 294. 083 8939 294. Thank you very much for the opportunity, leadership. It has been a wonderful opportunity, a very exciting one, and a very exacerbating one.
Thank you so much, leadership, Vusi, for your time. You've heard you can get hold of Vusi on Facebook, and he's also shared his WhatsApp number. But more importantly, the message to us as women and the fact that we have the opportunity to change what is happening economically and financially in our country. So ladies, wherever you are in South Africa, in the continent, it's time to stand up. However, when you stand up, use the 21st century business model as a model and an opportunity that's going to help you to be able to create and leave the right legacy for your family, that will be able to help you take your family from the space where they are to the next level, so that the future generations can be able to say, we are so grateful we had that grandmother or that great grandmother or whatever level you will be at, because they took a decision and decided to change the trajectory of the family. Thank you so much, Vusi, for being with us today and sharing your wisdom. I know that you are busy at the workshop. I appreciate the fact that you took time out of the other work that you're doing, which has also been brought to you through crypto, to come and share your wisdom with us. So for everyone that's listening to us, remember the recording will be available on our Team Wealth Creators YouTube channel and also on my website, www.mozita.co.za. Let us know what you thought of the show. I would love to read your comment. And if there's any feedback we can give to Vusi, we'd also like to be able to do that. We welcome your input and, on what other areas we can be able to cover in the show. And if you have any related questions on what you heard today or on previous shows, please don't hesitate to contact me through the Crypto Diggers Africa page on Facebook and on Instagram. I look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday, same time, same day. And remember, women dig crypto. You dig?